Jorge Matias in the red corner in the black trunks with the white trim. And in the blue corner, Juan Valadares in the blue trunks. 4-pound weight advantage for Matias, who weighed in at 122 pounds. Valadares in the blue corner weighs in at 118, and right away you see Matias comes out in that southpaw stance. Matias trying to close the gap. Valadares digs a couple of shots to the body. Matias fighting out of Rounders Gym. Saw Valadares load up with the right hand, and that gave the opportunity for Matias to land a short counter. And Matias telling us a little bit about what he's been working on in the ring lately. Everything. And I'm sure it feels that way at times when you're trying to get yourself, especially get yourself ready to appear on a card like this and get in there and have a legit sanctioned fight. So Matias dancing on the outside. Tries to step in. Valadares with a thudding right hand. Now Matias ties him up with the one arm, but does keep punching with the other. Didn't land much of consequence, but kept on working. Right hand counter on the inside from Valadares. And Valadares with a big right hand, a sweeping right hand. And that might be enough to get him round number one. The punch of the round certainly belonged to Valadares. There's a look at Valadares out of LA County Boxing, 17 years of age, and mentioned gives away 4 pounds in this bout. And there's Matias, also 17. Another fighter out of FIS Boxing. Another multi-sport athlete who engages high-risk behavior. Who doesn't at 17? Likes to play basketball and likes to skate. There's another one. I'd rather be in the ring with Manny Pacquiao than skate at this point in my life.
I feel like my knees and then every other part of my body would just be completely gone.
Some sports are for 17-year-olds,
yes,
and skating feels like one of those.
Yeah.
Start of round 2. Valadares does a nice job controlling the distance, steps away from those 2 punches, but not a lot coming back yet. Now steps in with the right.
I like seeing what Matias is doing here in this second round. He's gone a little less bladed, and he's choosing to step in and throw punches in movement, while bouncing left to right and forward and backwards. He's kind of got a whole 4-directional move, which is keeping Valadares from really landing clean as he tries to catch him in counter.
Yeah, saw Valadares with a couple of combinations earlier in the round. A couple of punches did get through, but it's an elusive target really on both sides. This far more tactical and more of a boxing match than we've had in most of our other bouts here today.
It's hard for me because I don't think Matias has really tagged him clean yet.
Both fighters extremely quick, particularly with their feet. And indeed, hard to mount much offense on either side so far, which makes it particularly fun for the judges. Right hand for Valadares. They both throw on the inside and now tie up, and our referee, Dr. Mario Ficarola, the third man in the ring. I want to apologize. I believe I had Mario Ficarola's name wrong earlier. Punches on both sides getting through as they finally go to battle here at the end of round 2. Both fighters landing some punches on the inside as they throw to the bell. Round 2 in the books.
Valadares just keeps doing a great job of finding a way to land significant punches throughout this fight. And Matias is really, he's elusive. That's not an easy target to punch, and hats off to Valadares.
Hugo Vargas working with young Jorge Matias. Matias also telling us that got into boxing through wrestling. Now, I don't know if that is that wrestling like wrestling, MMA wrestling, or is that wrestling like wrestling on TV wrestling? We don't really know for sure. But either way, told us that saw the sign for a boxing gym and went in there and fell in love. Now gives his full effort to boxing.
I know this is no point, but I would be willing to think that if you say wrestling, you're talking about Greco-Roman wrestling, the traditional. Which, in the MMA sense, if you're a jiu-jitsu guy, you're never going to say you're a wrestler. You're going to say you roll jiu-jitsu. So I think it might be the Greco-Roman, Jeff.
Right hand from Valadares, a glancing blow that still lands. Tries to loop the left hand. Matias trying to tie him up, but Valadares wants to work on the inside. We're in round 3. And Dr. Mario Ficarola establishing order as we wind toward a minute to go in this one. Matias trying to work behind the jab. Oh, good sweeping left hand from Matias. Timed it well, catching Valadares on the way in. Combination from Valadares scores. Again, back upstairs with the right. Partially diluted as Matias turns with it, taking away some of the power.
Valadares just kept swinging there with his right hand. It was like, how many times can I throw the same punch and see if I can get away with it?
Well, that's been the favorite punch for Valadares, to be sure. A left hand on the inside for Valadares. Final 30 seconds.
A little bit. I know it's hard to see here, but look at the footwork of these guys. They're kind of stepping on each other's toes a little bit, and I don't know if it's necessarily dirty boxing technique, but they're bouncing in at the same time, and their toes are bound to meet in the middle.
Yep. They trade punches on the last exchange. Down to the final seconds, and yeah, some fights between a lefty and a righty can be a little awkward, can be a little bit disjointed. That was one of them, I think, with those front feet maybe getting tangled up a bit between the two in a very close fight, and we will await the official particulars from our ring announcer, Art Chavez, as we watch a couple of the replays.
Yeah, I think Matias had his moments during this whole fight, but for me, Valadares, I think, totally he completed the whole picture for me and had a more complete event.
Well, I think the clean punching favored Valadares in, I think you're right, a fight where both fighters had their moments, certainly. Up to the ring. You see Art Chavez waiting for the final card to come in. Juan Valadares gets the decision over Jorge Matias and earns his belt